Yeehaw, motherfuckers. It's time to do another live Raw review on this channel. WWE Raw, June 4th, 2018. Yeehaw, motherfuckers.
God.
It's time to do another
What
live
an
episode of Raw this was. Another bad one. I wish I could be coming on here and saying, oh, what a good episode this was. Or, oh, you know, they got something done. Nope. This episode felt like last week's episode. Felt like 2 weeks ago's episode. Felt like 3 weeks ago episode. I mean, honestly, man. This Money in the Bank build, like Money in the Bank is that one pay-per-view where WWE knows fans are just gonna watch it regardless because there's two stupid ladder matches, and that's it. Like they just get by off the fact that there's two ladder matches, and most people these days they love goopy ladder matches. Like that's just how it is. It's perfect for today's environment of wrestling. A lot of wrestling fans love those stupid little spot fest type of matches, so they don't even try to book this, man. I mean, seriously. What match at Money in the Bank, if you took away the gimmick aspect of Money in the Bank, if you took away the ladder match aspect, what match has Raw built up for you to say, you know what, I'm watching this special event for this show. I'm watching Monday Night Raw because they're building up for this match. Because you can't tell me that they're doing a good job with Roman versus Jinder, Rollins versus Elias, or Sami Zayn versus Bob Lashley. Those are the three main singles matches that they have going for this Money in the Bank pay-per-view. On the Raw side of things. What's interest in any of these matches? I mean, look at what they did tonight. So you have Elias do his usual shtick. Elias cuts his usual shtick. Out comes Rollins. Jinder comes out and he's talking crap. Roman says, I'm going to kick your ass. Believe that. And then we lead to a tag team match where Elias gets a win on Seth Rollins because, hey, you got to make Elias look good. You can't just make Elias look like a total jobber heading into the Money in the Bank match because people are going to be like, oh, why did Elias beat Seth Rollins? Well, what? Do you want Elias not to be a threat to Seth Rollins? Seth Rollins is on fire. Seth Rollins is hot right now when it comes to being an in-ring performer. Do you really want it where Elias goes in against Seth Rollins and we know he's going to lose? You want at least some fans to understand that Elias can beat Seth Rollins. What's up, JC, and what's up, Xander in the chat? How are you two doing today? I'm doing bad because of Raw, but other than that, pretty solid. But yeah, man, Raw is just, to be honest, like, it's just so bad. And then Bobby Lashley and Sami Zayn, that's like the worst feud in wrestling in 2018. Heck, it might be one of the worst feuds in quite some time when it comes to wrestling. Because here's the thing, a Lashley and Sami Zayn feud can work. You can do a Lashley and Zayn feud where Zayn is poking the bear and he's annoying Bobo and everything like that, and Lashley just is really annoyed and wants to kick his ass. But this is not how you do it, man. This is just bad. Like, seriously, Lashley's shirt says come back to dominate, but instead Lashley comes back and he's goofing, he's smiling, he's laughing at everything. Like seriously, like this segment was just so bad by Sami Zayn and Bobby Lashley. Like Bobby Lashley's just standing there making everything Sami Zayn says is a joke until Sami Zayn starts to ask, were you even in the army? Oh, now this feud's personal. Oh, this feud is also personal now, Everything Pro Wrestling. What's up? How's it going, my friend? Batman, this feud is now way more personal. Did you know that, Batman? It's now personal, this feud between Lashley and Sami Zayn. Are you even in the army? Wow. Wow. Like seriously. Wow. That's how you're trying to build this feud. With Sami Zayn calling out Lashley if he was even in the army. You couldn't think of another way? Like, how hard is it just to be that Sami Zayn is this annoying gnat that wants to face Lashley for whatever dumb dick reason, and Lashley's just like, whatever, I just want to beat people up. It isn't that hard of a story to fucking tell. It really fucking isn't. But WWE makes it harder, and they like to add, like I said before in my Raw review last week, they like to add unnecessary shit. They really do like, instead of giving you good vanilla ice cream sometimes, add vanilla ice cream with freaking gummy bears and bananas and peanut butter. They just add stupid shit just to add stupid shit just to make it feel good and look good, man. Man, dude, you missed nothing. So pretty much all you missed, Andre, is that Raw didn't build any of its three main singles matches. the Money in the Bank guys faced each other again. And that's literally what they did. Like, every week it's the same thing, man. It's literally the same thing. All the Money in the Bank guys are just facing each other. Oh, Care Bear faced Bobby Roode. I don't care. And then you had, what's his face? Finn Balor and Kevin Owens. The extra boring man doing extra boring things. Taking on freaking Slim Owens now. Like for real. That was our main event. That's the main event of Raw. It's not the guy Roman Reigns, who you build up as to being the guy. It's not Care Bear, who everyone says is massively fucking over. It's freaking Kevin Owens and the extra boring man who does extra boring things, Finn Balor. Isaac Barak, I am really annoyed because the extra boring man who does extra boring things, our dude, yo, Finn Balor main evented. And so when it comes down to it, man, the best things of this week's episode of Raw, because I don't want to keep on going on a bad tangent, because you know what, I'll say some positives. They're not a lot of positives, but there's some. Doesn't mean it's great that they did this, but there's something. The B team is funny. I enjoy the B team. But should the B team be the top tag team going after the belts? No. They're a funny comedy shtick tag team. Maybe they should get a tag team title shot later down the road when they truly are over with the fans, but not right now. I'm not asking for Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel to be tag team champs against the freaking Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy. I'm not asking for that. I mean, because this tag team battle royal, what a waste of Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler. All these weeks, McIntyre and Ziggler, we're here to change wrestling. Yeah, no one wants to face us. They're the first team eliminating this goddamn battle royal. They're the first team. That's it. They literally were the first team to be eliminated from the battle royal. How the hell do you have that happen? You build up Drew McIntyre, you drew up freaking Dolph Ziggler for all this BS, beating up Chad Gable's dumbass, just for them to be the first team eliminated. The Authors of Pain, Akam and Razor, their screaming asses weren't even in the ring. So it was like, to me, I was like, what was the point of this battle royale? Like, freaking Titus Worldwide, who everyone is liking already, he gets eliminated last. He gets eliminated during commercial. Like, we don't even get to see that, man. We don't even get to see a funny elimination that you could have done with this. It's just, to me personally, man, they just don't know what they're doing with a lot of their guys. And that this show was bad. Big Show had a return. I mean, Big Show coming back was legit. And I know everyone's going to be like, Chase, he just talked about the Special Olympics. But you know what, man? Even Big Show cutting a promo on the Special Olympics, him supporting that, I felt that was a better promo than a lot of promos I hear from today's wrestlers. And I was saying to myself, this is what we're missing in wrestling. Fucking Big Show. Remember I used to do reviews and I would be annoyed that Big Show would turn heel and face? Now I miss Big Show. Like for real, that's bad. I should not be sitting here saying, man, I wish Big Show was still around. I'm sitting here missing Big Show. I'm sitting here saying Big Show should be a thing. Like, honestly, if they would tell me, oh, you know, we got some bad news. Bobby Roode can't make the Money in the Bank ladder match, so Big Show is going to be in it. I would be like, good. I want Big Show to go, grind that ladder, and win that stupid briefcase. That's what I want to see, damn it. Because fuck everyone else in this match. And that's the one thing about this Money in the Bank ladder match build that is so dumb, that it's both brands in one match. Because this could be a match where you could build up some more brand warfare between Raw versus SmackDown. Okay? You could have it where it's Raw versus SmackDown. You can have Samoa Joe coming out, beating up these guys. But I forget that the SmackDown guys are even in the match. Like, that's how bad this Money in the Bank build is. I'm like, man, it's weird. Why are they only building up 4 guys for Money in the Bank? Where's the jobbers at? And then all of a sudden, I'm like, oh yeah, the rest of the guys are on SmackDown, and they doing their own thing in their own little universe. Like, I don't know. I just feel no excitement. Like, I just forget that certain guys are in the Money in the Bank match. And I'm pretty sure when I watch SmackDown on Wednesday, because I'm not watching it live because I have work, I'm pretty sure when I watch that shit on Wednesday on Hulu, I'm going to have the same reaction where I'm going to be all like, hey, where's, what's it called? Where's the other 4 guys in the Money in the Bank match? Oh, yeah, they're on Raw goofing around. Like, for real, man. See, JC has this, what's up, man? He knows Big Show. Big Show's a draw, man. Everyone wants Big Show back. We all want Big Show. What up, Blue Knight? Blue Knight, Big Show is the MVP tonight. All right? Big Show is one of the best seen. All right, man. I'll DM you after this live stream, man. Yeah, but so when it comes down to it, man, like that's the thing. I mean, Bailey coming out for the hot tag and everything like that, that was fine. I actually liked that. I actually thought, oh, okay, that was cool. The fans actually seemed to care. That was the only time the fans actually popped, was when Bailey did her little impromptu entrance and won the tag team match. And that was fine. But you know what's not fine? Sherrif Baron Corbin. I know he has a different name. I know Baron Corbin is the Unconstituted. But out of all the wrestlers on the roster, out of all the pro wrestlers that you could choose, you choose Baron Corbin to be the new Sheriff of Raw, the eyes and ears of Monday Night Raw. He knows what's best. I know it's Ty OK is loving this. He's sitting there and he's saying, Ty 1822, he's sitting there and he's saying, oh, I love this, my boy Corbin being the real star of Raw. But this is some jobber shit right now. Baron Corbin, straight up, is literally the Sheriff of Raw. He gets to decide certain events for Stephanie McMahon. Why? Why Baron Corbin? Out of all the wrestlers, man. Out of all the wrestlers. Why Corbin? It just makes no sense. Like Corbin's like not the guy where he's like an authority type of guy. He's more of like a guy where he's just like, he's a kind of a badass, but you know he's not. He's supposed to be that slimy, big, tough guy heel that's really not a tough guy. That's his character. That's supposed to be his character. A cocky, arrogant douche. That's his character. Not like, oh, no, I'm an authority figure with my cut-off t-shirts and me wearing my biker pants. Like, why is Baron Corbin now the Sheriff of Raw? Like, this is something like for Bo Dallas. Like, Bo Dallas would fit perfectly in this role of being the eyes and ears, and he had some comedy to Kurt Angle. This is just dumb. This is like Ruby Riott would make more sense as the Sheriff of Raw than freaking Baron Corbin. Oh, everything pro wrestling. Do you want to know how Corbin got this spot? It's just like every other wrestler that gets this spot. He went to WWE HQ. He went to talk to Stephanie McMahon, and Stephanie McMahon wrote him a letter saying this is okay. That's literally how they explained it, was that Baron Corbin said, oh, I went to Raw HQ and Stephanie wrote me a letter. How you doing? I know he's not Big Cass, but still, fuck you, Gumby. Haven't said that in a while. But still, if that's the situation that we're in, why don't more wrestlers just drive to WWE HQ and talk to Stephanie McMahon? Like for real. Jinder Mahal is sitting here like, Kurt Angle is not protecting me. Kurt Angle is over here making Roman Reigns fight me. Why do I have to fight Roman Reigns? This is unfair towards me. Jinder Mahal, why don't you ask Sunil Singh to fucking drive you to WWE HQ? You can go knock on the door. You can cut the same promo on Stephanie. Stephanie will write you a letter, and you can give it to Kurt Angle's dumbass. And Kurt Angle will be like, it's true. It's damn true. And then it'll be like, that's right, Kurt. So now I have to fight Roman at the Greatest Royal Rumble. I know it's not Greatest Royal Rumble. Like for real, why don't more wrestlers do this then? Like Corbin told you how to get power. Why don't more wrestlers go on and go talk to Stephanie and ask her for power? That would actually be a funny story. That would be like hilarious, where it's just like, oh man, Stephanie's giving too much power to everyone. Be great. Be like that time when Maven was GM of Raw. Like for real, man. We have Maven now as a GM of Raw. Like Baron Corbin's like Maven, dog. And no, Xander, I don't hate Baron Corbin. Like I know Saw Monster doesn't like Corbin, but Corbin to me, he's all right, man. He's all right. Like people might think I hate Baron Corbin. I'm actually indifferent towards Corbin. Like, I don't hate him, nor do I like him. Like, he does cut some, like, I love when he cuts those promos where he's all like, I don't have to be in a bingo hall to impress people. I don't really care that I didn't freaking sacrifice my body in Japan. All that matters is that I'm in the ring now. Like, I like promos like that because, like, you could tell that's who he is as a person. He's a douchebag. He's the big bully that talks all that shit, but then once he gets in the ring, he sometimes can back it up, but not all the time. Like, he's good for what he is, but he doesn't have going the way he would for me. But yeah, guys, Baron Corbin is now the Sheriff of Raw. Oh, James Harden won something on Raw. I could not believe they got a jobber named James Harden. He beat Kurt Hawkins via DQ. And that's what led to Baron Corbin becoming the Sheriff of Raw. But no, Corbin, I heard, is not really a douche in real life. To be honest, he comes off as a douche from what I've heard. If you actually meet Corbin, from fans that actually have met Corbin that I've talked to, they've actually said Corbin's a cool guy. Backstage, I've heard that he's had some encounters with Cena, but Cena's also a massive doucher himself, so it's really hard to say, like, oh, is Cena in the right in that situation? And then he's also been a douche to some of the WWE doctors about the concussion thing. But you know, from fans' perspective, from what I've heard about Corbin, everyone said he's been a cool cat. Like, I've never heard any fan complain about Baron Corbin. If any fan has complained about Baron Corbin, I'm wrong. But from what I've heard about from fans, no one has ever said, oh, you know, I met Baron Corbin, he was a dick. I heard he's a douche with other coworkers, but, like, he doesn't. I mean, AJ Styles and freaking Xavier Woods seem to like him too, so, yeah, so. Straight shooter. So let me get this straight. Corbin went to HQ, got a letter, and became a sheriff, and Mahal is bitching about facing Aquaman, which he could have visited HQ, got a letter himself. Yeah, right? That's what I don't get either, man. Like, Baron Corbin, well, he's not the sheriff, he's the unconstituted member. Like, I can't say this, man. Like, you know, that's like the one thing. That's the one thing. I can't say Baron Corbin's new title, so that's why I just call him sheriff, man. I want a picture of Baron Corbin wearing a little cowboy hat. That shit would be hilarious. But yeah, overall, guys, Raw was another bad show. Another bad episode from the World Wrestling Entertainment. And everyone's saying, man, how can they get this money from Fox? And they're just, like, not even trying. Like, USA Network must feel robbed. And at the end of the day, USA Network doesn't care. Because let's keep in mind here, guys. Let's keep in mind, USA Network has had shows like Psych. That show was bad. Monk. What other USA hits can we name here? Suits, White Collar, Burn Notice, and stuff. They have had shows like that make them money. Raw probably makes as much, if not more money than Psych ever did for USA. And the thing is, man, USA has to make, what's it called? USA has to make them a Mr. Robot. That's another USA classic. But yeah, man, USA makes a lot of money from it. Whether the show's good or bad, man. Yeah, Chrisley Knows Best, Dan Bones put in the thing is even, like, that's the perfect example. Chrisley Knows Best is terrible reality TV. Meet the Cromarties, terrible reality TV, man. But guess what? It makes money. And so that's why USA keeps it on the network. It doesn't matter if the show is good in quality, as long as you're making money. And guess what? When it comes to ad revenue, I'm sure WWE brings in a lot of ad revenue to the USA Network that they don't normally see. Because keep in mind, USA Network is not on everyone's cable provider. You know, you have to pay extra to get a USA Network, a TNT, a TBS, and everything like that. You have to pay extra for those channels. So when it comes down to it, this is like good money for USA Network. They don't care if WWE's putting on a bad show. As long as WWE has the wrestlers that they need on the show, as long as Cena makes an appearance, as long as WWE keeps their promises and commitments to them, they don't care. They still make money at the end of the day. And that's how it is in this business. USA's making money. Sure, WWE and USA, could they be making more money? Absolutely. But as it stands right now, where USA, NBC Universal is as a business, where WWE is as a business, they see that they have some decent stock going up and they say, hey, we're fine. They'll worry about it until they have to worry about it. But as it stands now, they're okay with beating mediocre. And you know what? When it comes down to it, that's just how society is today. People just want to be mediocre. Why? Because anything can get turned upside down in a moment's notice. So it's good for them to just make the money now than worry about when they start losing money. That's just how USA Network thinks. That's why when everyone goes, how can they, oh, they should take risks. Why would they take fucking risks? Like, no, for real. If you're making a good amount of money right now, why would you take a risk for no fucking reason? Like, I see people saying that, oh, WWE needs to take a risk. A risk in what? They're already, like, by default, the biggest wrestling company in the world. They make a lot of money for doing fucking jack all. Why would Vince want to jeopardize the money that he's making now just to make an income that will probably not even be that big of a ROI? Like, that's the thing that people don't understand. Yeah, they can make a risk, they can do some crazy stuff, but at the end of the day, if your profit ends up being the fucking same, why do it? The thing is, all WWE needs to do is simple. Just write better stories. They don't need to take some giant-ass risk. They don't need to freaking shake the boat too much. Their show is obviously making some sort of fucking money. All they need to do is present these characters better. That's not taking a risk. That's just common fucking sense. But yet you hear all these other idiot YouTubers talk about how they need to take a risk. Why? All they need to do is just gain common sense. That's not taking a risk. That's just being smart. Ah, man, dude. That's the thing, man. I mean, WWE's been around for a while and they know what they're doing when it comes to shit. They just need more common sense in their product. That's it. We're not asking them, oh, you should turn Roman heel and make it where he punches a baby. No. Just give Roman a more competent character. We're not asking for you to burn someone alive just for the sake of it. No. Just have a good match. If you're going to do an Inferno match, give us a reason to care about an Inferno match, man. It's stuff like that when I hear people say WWE needs to take a risk. Why? Why do they need to take a risk when all they need to do is common sense? Because if they take that risk and then they lose money and then the return on the investment is the exact fucking same, it's not taking a risk. It's not good business procedures. It hurts the business. You know what, Dan Bones? I was just throwing the fucking match out of my head, dude. I don't know. I'm just tired of hearing everyone saying WWE needs to take a risk because there's no point. Because if you look at the money that they make now, and if you look at the money they would lose if they took a certain risk, their ROI on the return on the investment on new viewers and everything like that doesn't mean anything whatsoever. Doesn't mean that, oh, this would be a profitable, better margin. Look at what they did with CM Punk when they took a risk with Punk. The ROI was the exact same of them taking a risk on Punk with John Cena on top. So what's the point of taking the risk if your ROI is going to be the fucking same? All you need to do is just have common sense and tell better stories. That's all you need to do. But yet people think they should take some crazy risk like Roman Reigns setting a church on fire or something. I've seen people actually tweet that. Like they say, how cool would it be if you made Roman Reigns set a church on fire? I'm like, what? Wrestling Twitter, only in that universe, man. Yeah, Isaac Brock, us fans, man, we come up, but the thing is, a lot of us fans, we just think of this shit as common sense. Like some fans, they think of stupid, what's it called? Some fans think of like stupid ass storylines that just make no sense. But if you can just think of a storyline that makes, what's it called? Like, you know, there you go. Oh yeah, Kadeem Simon, on WWE Network specials, absolutely, I agree with you on that. Because then that would make people actually want to get the network. I agree with you on that. I'm just talking about from weekly television perspective. Like, why in the hell would you want to do something so stupid on weekly television to the point where you don't make money off of it? Where it's just the same shit. Like I said, they took a risk with CM Punk when they made Punk do the pipe bomb. And yes, there was a little bit of spike there. But at the end of the day, once Punk was settled as the main guy, it was the same ROI. It was the same return on investment. Sure, everyone's going to say, well, WWE booked him badly. But no, I'm talking about like 2011. Even when Punk was still featured pretty fucking well, feuding with Triple H, the money was still the same as if Cena was on top. So what's the difference here? That's what I'm saying. What would be the difference if they did something, if they took a risk on weekly television? Oh yeah, network specials, they should take a risk. There's no reason why I paid $9.99 and you shouldn't go above and beyond that expectation, man. Yeah, you know, '06 and '07, they actually took risks. And some of those risks backfired on them if you think about it. If you look at '06, '07, some of those risks backfired on WWE. So that's what I'm saying, man. Sometimes when you take risks, man, they can either help you or they can backfire. Like everyone says, oh, they should just turn Roman heel. Why? You turn Roman heel just to do what? What would that accomplish? What would that accomplish if you turned Roman heel? You turned Roman into your legit bad guy. First of all, you don't have your current Universal Champion is the #1 heel in the company that they're trying to portray. So now Roman has to play #2 heel. Second of all, who the hell have you built up to take down a heel Roman Reigns? No, like everyone's gonna say Braun Strowman. Oh yeah, Braun Strowman's over with the fans, but is he built up to take down a heel Roman Reigns? Like they haven't been building it up where Braun Strowman's gonna be the guy to stop this arrogant prick if they ever turn him heel. No. Yeah, no, exactly. Like Vince exploded in '07. Well, actually, Vince exploded like he was dead for like 3 weeks. The week that they were going to reveal that he was alive was the day that they found that Benoit was dead. Lesnar's not really a heel; he's a tweener. But what I'm trying to say is this. What I'm trying to say is that turning Roman heel just makes no sense in a situation of where your spectrum is. Because you haven't built anyone up to really make him into like a '1 heel that you could get behind and hate. You just want Roman to be heel because you already boo him. You got to have Roman have a legit #1 babyface that could take him down. Braun Strowman's not at that level because they haven't been building up Braun Strowman at that level. Braun Strowman's literally this character. He's a big, fun monster guy to watch. But when it comes down to it, when it's a big match, he doesn't really need to win because WWE believes they don't have to make him win. Yeah, that's another thing. Roman turns heel. He starts cutting these smarky promos. Oh, everyone will love him anyways. They would say, oh, Roman's great. Oh, yeah, this is why I love Roman. So, yeah, when it comes down to it, man, that's all I wanted to put out there. We're on the Q&A portion anyways of this live stream. Raw was bad. I think I said that like 5 times already in this video. But Raw was bad. If you guys enjoyed the Raw portion of this review, thumbs up it. If not, I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. Sheriff Corbin will write a letter to Stephanie McMahon for you. But yeah, man. When it comes down to it, we're in the Q&A portion now. I'll be on here for another 20 minutes just to talk about it. You know, I don't understand where the smarks started to love the heel stuff going. Because I remember back in the day, man. I remember, what's it called? I remember back in the day when like some of the smarks would, what's it called? Smarks would actually gravitate towards baby faces a little bit more, and they would actually hate heels. Like for real, man. They used to do a good job with heels back in the day. Now you can't book a heel because smarks start to like that stuff. They start to go, man, I like his characteristics. Like, don't get me wrong, heel characteristics are much more likable to get behind because heels are a little bit more charismatic and they're a little bit more funny. But like at the end of the day, if every heel is like supposed to be funny, I don't really care about it, man. But yet nowadays, serious heels can't even get over. Like, look at McIntyre and Ziggler. These two goofs are trying to be super serious, man. And like, they're not even over with the fans and a heel perspective. They come out, Ziggler still gets barely any reaction. And a lot of people are still writing on Twitter, hey, how come McIntyre doesn't have that Broken Dreams theme song? Like, that's what everyone's been saying. Like, man, I miss McIntyre's out of time, so say goodbye. What is yours now is mine, and I see broken dreams. I'm missing on you. Oh, one of the top 10 greatest. What did I think of Darren Till versus Wonder Boy? Was it a robbery? Oh yeah, it was a Liverpool robbery. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson should have known not to take that to the judges. He's an idiot. It's his fault for not finishing the fight. Till won round 3 and 5. I give him that. Thompson won 1, 2, and 4. But Thompson should have really finished that fight. Now Darren Till won a fight after missing freaking weight, and he could possibly be fighting the winner of Covington / RDA versus Who's the champion again? Tyron Woodley. That's how forgettable the welterweight division. I miss the Robbie Lawler days of the welterweight division, where every fight was like a bloody war, and they actually mattered. Not Tyron Woodley, who's barely fighting. I hate Tyron Woodley. If rumors on Rollins versus Lesnar SummerSlam are true, could you see Roman sneaking his way into the Money in the Bank match, win the briefcase, and cash in the winner at SummerSlam? Well, Xander, that would actually be smart on Roman's character, and WWE actually putting effort into Roman's character. So no, that's actually a good idea, Joe. If you want to turn Roman heel, that would be the way to do it. Another guy you could do that with is Dean Ambrose. Let's say if the Lunatic Fringe, you bring him back and you do that. You could have Red Hot Rollins. And that's the only thing that Michael Cole has said good in the last 10 years is Red Hot Rollins. Like, that's the one thing that actually, like, I hate. It's boss time and the big dog. But when he says Red Hot Rollins, I'm like, okay, that shit's legit. That's probably the best thing that he's come up with. But if Red Hot Rollins does win and Ambrose cashes in, yes, we've seen that before. But yeah. Thoughts on Kanye West's new album? Yay! Yeet. Yeet is actually a solid Kanye album. Much better than Life of Pablo. And much better than Black Skinhead, in my personal opinion. Or what was the other one? It was, oh god, shit. It goes Life of Pablo. What was the one before Life of Pablo? Yeezus? Yeah, better than Yeezus, for sure. I'm drawing a blank on the songs right now, but when it comes down to it, Ghost in the Town is probably one of the best songs. The last track on that album is really good. And let me pull up the song on YouTube, the album on YouTube Music. Violent Crimes. That's a ballin' song right there. Violent Crimes. That's one of my personal favorites from the albums. God damn it, dude. YouTube Music, can you actually work, dude? All right, let's see. YouTube Music. Yikes is my favorite song on the album. That's probably my favorite song on the album. The whole album, the beats are what I want from Kanye West. Like, this felt like I was listening to Graduation Kanye again. I was like, man, these beats are awesome. It's just some of the lyrics were kind of Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it was a bad album. You know, a lot of people have been trashing it. But I just think that, like, lyrically, it's not his strongest album. It's nothing like College Dropout. It's nothing like Graduation. But it's definitely an improvement for what he's been putting out. That's for sure. And I'm really excited for him and the Kid Cudi album that comes out actually this Friday. Kids in the Ghost, I think it's called. So that one's going to be exciting as well. But yeah, I listened to it. I liked it. Not as good as Pusha's album. Pusha's album's probably Pusha and the Black Panther soundtrack album are probably my two favorite albums so far. The Black Panther soundtrack album is very underrated when it comes down to it. I think a lot of people don't really talk about it. I know a lot of people are annoyed with all the stars and do not pray for me, take my pain for me, ain't that love for me, ain't that for me. Like, I know a lot of people may be annoyed with it, but I think that album is one of the better albums to come out, especially for a movie soundtrack and just everything else. Like, if you actually listen to the other songs of the album, besides, like, you know, the main songs that are always played, it's a good album nonetheless, man. But yeah, no, Yee is one of the better albums. Man, the court trials of CM Punk, man. I have never heard anything more funny in my life, man. The court trials of CM Punk. First of all, the judge, when she's like, I don't know who Kane is. Like, Kane gets brought into this because Punk got a concussion in the Royal Rumble. And so they're arguing to show the footage of Punk getting chokeslammed on the table by Kane. And the judge is all like, I don't even know who Kane is. And the funny thing is, they gave the jurors that Art of Wrestling podcast. Could you just imagine what these jurors, if you're not a wrestling fan, you just hear these jurors, like, they're listening to that Punk podcast. He's like, this podcast is not about the money. Fucking pay me. And then Punk saying in the podcast, like, Ryback is dangerous. He took years off my career. It took years off my career. He put me through a table and broke my ribs. And I asked him, are you dumb as fuck? He's like, yeah, I'm dumb as fuck. And then he says later on in the podcast, but Kofi has this one move that's concussion. Said, yeah, still love you, Kofi. Like seriously, if I'm a juror And I'm not a wrestling fan. If I listen to this asshole talk, I'm already voting him guilty. Because this guy just comes off as a tool. That's how Punk came off in that whole podcast. If I'm not a wrestling fan. And can you just imagine him talking about like the behind the scenes stuff of WWE? Yeah, Kane did testify, Matthew Zelter. He said he sold it as kayfabe. No, and then Punk was crying on the stand. Like this trial, man, is absolutely hilarious, man. Absolutely hilarious. How many games do the Cavs win? 2. I give them 2. I give them 1 game in the land, and I think they could actually, I can see this going game 6. I have it going game 6. And can Vegas make the ultimate comeback? I mean, they're facing Washington, Everything Pro Wrestling. If anything has shown us with the Capitals' history of I think it's a safe bet that Vegas, the team that just won't say die, the little engine that could, the little knight that kept swinging his sword, I think it's safe to say that Vegas can make that ultimate comeback, especially with the Capitals coming to existence. I mean, this is the Capitals we're talking about here. The Wizards and the Nationals are sitting there and saying, man, can they really choke this as bad as us? So I'm just saying, I would love, and look, either team winning would be great for me. I would love to see the Capitals get over the hump and not choke. But when it comes down to it, this is the Washington Capitals. And they might do that. Do you think Kobe could be the center of attention if he does beat RDA? Oh, yeah, absolutely. If Kobe wins against RDA, he'll be talked about a lot. He'll get more casual fans. Because I actually think that this pay-per-view will actually draw in more casual fans due to the whole CM Punk thing. They might stay around after the Punk fight to hear the Kobe Covington. You have Derek Lewis on the card, so he's funny as hell. Oh, no, that's the other card. That's the Cormier card. My bad. Got confused. But, yeah, no, you have a lot of stuff that casual fans would be interested in, so, yeah. Vince versus God was a great match, dude. God just didn't want to show up to fight Vince. God was afraid, man. Wow, Dan Bone's giving Cena's booking some credit. So yeah, man. I'm trying to like read some comments. Sorry about that, guys. I'm just like super behind, man. Well, Bull Dallas recently doing well in the main roster. Will we see turn from your alter ego Chase Bolivar? Chase Bolivar right now, man, is a interesting little creature, man. He finished his degree at Stanford University in positivity therapy. I didn't know there was such a degree, but that's what he got. He got positivity therapy, and right now he's on a world expedition. I don't know what this expedition pertains, but it does pertain with something about making people believe that WWE is awesome. Don't know what that means. Don't know how you can convince people. But yeah, I think Chase Bolivar might come back. It'll be a little bit harder because it's a stream format, and so he will have to, like, find a way to sneak in and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I think Chase Bolivar is definitely destined for a comeback eventually. Oh yeah, no, Reigns is a Triple H boy, man. Oh yeah, I wouldn't be surprised Vince wanted Big E, but then Triple H is like, but he's too small. Look at Reigns, and he looks like Aquaman. How should the judge not know? Hey, man, the judge didn't know who Kane was. Who's Kane? Oh, man. Nothing much, Spaz Phoenix. Yeah, I don't understand why Punk. I know Punk hates wrestling now, and I'm pretty sure UFC's paying him $500,000 to get his ass kicked. And you know what? Hey, if you're CM Punk, what would you rather do? 10 independent shows to make $500,000, or get your ass kicked in UFC for $500? I get my ass kicked for $500, please. Thank you very much. Thoughts on Bisping's retirement? Oh man, I'm kind of sad that Bisping retired, man, because, like, Bisping, there's a lot more fights left, like the Yoel Romero fight we want to see. I love you, Mike! Like, we were looking forward to that one. Yeah, maybe an Anderson Silva rematch because, you know, bullshit and stuff like that. But, hey, man, he's done everything. Champion, beat Silva, faced GSP, fought 2 of the GOATs. So, yeah, man. Why are the Belichins so desperate to great value of Kardashians? I'm watching clip of Total Bellas on YouTube, and I literally thought I was watching a clip of shitty Kardashians. Because the Bella Twins are the Kardashians, duh. You know, the Bella Twins, to give them credit outside of wrestling, they've done a good job of establishing the brand outside of just being wrestlers. Like, I don't see them ever being successful as actresses or anything like that. But when it comes down to it, who would have thought that these 2 girls would actually be some of the more recognizable faces in pro wrestling and just like in general? Because I have friends that don't even watch wrestling, but watch like Total Bellas and Total Divas. Like they could care less about WWE, but they love the Bella Twins. Like they think the Bella Twins are awesome and everything that they do and stuff like that. And it doesn't hurt that, you know, you have John Cena on the reality show, so, you know, people can see a little bit more of that guy as a person and stuff like that. So yeah. Hey, I like JJ, man. JJ is better than Ronnie. Okay, Ronnie's an idiot. Okay, the best part about Ronnie's time on the Kardashian is that or Rob, I forgot his name, Rob Kardashian. The best part about Rob Kardashian is that he taught Lamar Odom how to swim. Other than that, man, I'm sorry. Like, Brie is actually more likable than most of the Kardashian cast for sure. And say Nikki, she's kind of unbearable at times, man. But yeah, Nikki Bella worked Cena in the breakup because she wanted more ratings. Floyd versus Triple G. Who do you have, Floyd? Do you know why I say Floyd? Because Floyd will find a way to face Triple G when Triple G is no longer ready to fight him. And then Triple G will suffer some weird injury in camp and be a bitch about it and complain about it. And also, too, Floyd just has better head movement. He's way too fast and everything like that. Like, Floyd today would not face Triple G and be good off. Like, I think Triple G would stand a chance against Floyd. But I think Floyd would still beat him. Floyd is just one of those guys that, like, look, I love Floyd Mayweather. He's one of the best boxers ever, I would say. Not the greatest of all time, but one of the best boxers ever. But the thing about it is, he would school Triple G. Like for all the shit that Floyd gets for facing cans, who the fuck has Triple G fought? And I'm being real serious about that. Who the fuck has he fought? Minus Canelo, I can't think of another guy that Triple G has fought that's worth his time. My favorite Total Bellas moment, actually, my favorite moment in all of those shows, Total Bellas, Total Divas, would have to be, I'm being dead serious, the John Cena OCD episode. Oh my, that's my favorite fucking episode. I watched that episode probably so many times just because I love it where Cena, like Nikki Bella throws her like shirts, like her thing, and then Cena's like, whoa, what are you doing? Nicole, this is for dirty clothes, and this is for clean clothes. And then the moment where Nikki Bella cooked in his fucking kitchen, Nikki Bella cooked in the kitchen, and John Cena, instead of being a boyfriend that would be super happy that his girlfriend went out of her way to cook, he goes in the kitchen dumbfounded and worried about the tile. So that's my favorite moment of all the Total Bellas, Total Divas, is that right there, man. That shit was hilarious, man. Total Bellas is still kind of new, so it's like they've only had the 2 seasons. And most of the moments that I saw from Total Bellas I already saw on WWE TV. Like, if you want me to say my favorite Total Bellas moment, I guess it's Cena proposing to Nikki and everything like that. But like, I already knew that was going to happen. Like, you know, I saw that. So yeah. Man, here's the thing. The Kardashians, sometimes, man, I do feel bad for the Kardashians. Because, like, they do stupid stuff, but sometimes stupid shit hits them for no reason. But the Jenners, man, I hate when the Jenners come away off like they're so clean and everything. Like, the Jenners are just as weird. I prefer the Kardashians a little bit more. Like, don't get me wrong, the Jenners are probably the more hotter ones, like Kendall and everything like that. She's spot. But when it comes down to it, man, I do feel bad for the Kardashians sometimes. And I do prefer them because, like, the Kardashians, they're good entertainment. Like, the Jenners, they're just hot. Like, they're just hot and entertaining. Hot. That's it. They're not even entertaining. Compared to the Kardashians, the Kardashians are entertaining as hell. Like, you can turn on an episode. Like, here's the thing about the Kardashians. Even if you don't like keeping up with the Kardashians, you can at least turn on one episode in your life. You can turn on one episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and you be able to sit down and actually watch a full episode and kind of get some enjoyment out of it, because the Kardashians are entertaining. If you watch Kendall and Kylie Jenner freaking do their shit, you'll just sit there and you'll be like, okay, they're hot, but what else is to them? Like, you know, they're just hot. There's nothing like else about them. So yeah, that's why it's just like, at least with the Kardashians, like with that, you can at least watch them and be enjoyed. Yeah, man, I think Don Callis is working magic, trying to get Impact in New Japan to get a relationship. I'm glad for that, man. Hey, if they can get Okada, put the belt on him. Dead serious. Heel Roman versus Brock for the #1 heel spot. That'd be great. Why not? Not surprised about Impact New Japan getting back together if true. Yeah, no. Have Okada win the belt. Have Okada versus Pentagon Jr. That'd be a great matchup for the... Have Okada, Pentagon Jr. for all the belts. How much longer till Lashley gets a smiling gimmick and joins Titus Worldwide? Oh, damn bones. He already has a smiling gimmick. Lashley comes out. He's a jokester, that Lashley, unless you question that he's in the army. Oh, yeah, man. He's a jokester, Lashley. He's smiling already. He's like, this is awesome. Sammy, you're such a good friend. You're so great, Sammy. Sammy, come on to this ring and fight me. He's already doing the smiling and giggling. Only a matter of time before he starts screaming, worldwide? Yes, Cena explained the house rules is funny. Do I think John Morrison will come back to WWE? And would you like that? And do you like him? Not the biggest Morrison fan. I'd be fine with him coming back to the WWE because he would actually be something for the mid-card division, or hell, even for NXT. He would work down well with a lot of those guys and kind of help them back. So yeah, when it comes down to it, I would say Morrison coming back to WWE would be fine. But I don't know if he would be like a main eventer or anything like that. How big is John Cena next to the UFC heavyweights? He's pretty big. I mean, he's 230 pounds, I believe, and most UFC heavyweights walk around there. He looks more toned than them. I don't know if he can fight like them, but he looks more toned than them. Yeah, that'd be good. Because Ishimori, you know, he's coming off just joining the Bullet Club, so that's something that you should definitely be hyping up and stuff. So yeah, I'm happy that New Japan is finding ways to work with Impact Wrestling, and Impact Wrestling is finding ways to work with New Japan. I mean, Impact Wrestling, you know, their product is still kind of... it's hit or miss, I will say that. I'm not saying Impact is bad. What I'm trying to say is, like, you either get into Impact Wrestling or you just don't. I feel like a lot of fans are just having a hard time trying to get back into Impact Wrestling because, like, I think there's still some fans that are just saying, well, I will get back into it, and then they'll do something that will piss me off, because that tends to be the track record of Impact Wrestling. So, yeah. Do you think a Prime Tyson would beat Lennox Lewis? Actually, no. Lewis was a much smarter fighter than people give him credit for, and I think that's why he always kind of got Tyson at his best. So I would say no. I think Lennox Lewis is just an overall smarter fighter than people give him credit for. A lot of people, like, you know, yes, Tyson in his prime was just destroying people and like making people just quit. But when it comes down to it, I think Lennox Lewis, when it comes down to him, he was just an overall smarter fighter, and he knew how to get Tyson tired. And yes, granted, he fought Tyson when Tyson was way past his prime. But I think Lennox Lewis is a much smarter fighter than people give him credit for. That's just me personally. Yeah, well, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, hell, dude, Impact gets Okada. That's a huge win in my personal opinion to them, even if it's just for a short thing. Whose gimmick would you like to see Jay Lethal impersonate? I like Jay Lethal doing the Macho Man still. I think he's doing a good job with that, man. Chase, would you like to see a female wrestler if she isn't hot, can't wrestle, or entertain on the mic? I kind of like Blue Pants. Blue Pants wasn't hot. She wasn't entertaining. I didn't see her wrestle enough to know if she wrestled. So I kind of liked her, so yeah. Oh, wow, I forgot to talk about Cringe Ronda on this show. She didn't do anything. I noticed there was something missing in this Raw review. It's Cringe Ronda talk. Oh, how dare me. Screw me. Do I think Fury has a chance against Joshua and Wilder? Oh, man, dude. I think he does against Wilder. Anthony Joshua, that kid is just, like, really good right now. He's on that level, like how Stipe Miocic is for me, Anthony Joshua, where I'm like, I can't bet against him, but I know there's a certain fight that could give him problems. But I think against Wilder, oh yeah, Fury can do that, man. I think so. Oh, okay, now it's not like, do you like her? Like, do you like Nia Jax? Like, do you like Nia Snax? Like, that's the thing. Because I kind of like Blue Pants, but she wasn't like necessarily like entertaining the micro wrestle or hot. Who is winning the finals MVP this year, Curry or KD? Oh, Curry. KD, what the fuck is KD doing? like KD is literally just, he's chilling, man. He's fine. I haven't watched much of WWE, but I've seen the YouTube clips. The iconic stick. Oh, 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 oh. I love their theme song. Like, their theme song hits, I'm like, yeah, dude. Yeah, no, like, they're just hot. But when they talk on the mic, oh my god, dude, that's just like, get me the earplugs. I can't stand it. Oh, did you know what's going on, Billy? What is going on, Kay? they're like Terrence and Phillips of the WWE. they're Australian Terrence and Phillips. Degenerate Sharingan, what up, my man? Corey would actually be well in the WWE. He would actually be a good gimmick. He could be taken a little bit seriously, but he just doesn't have a look. Like, that's the problem with Cormier. He literally just looks like an ordinary human being. Like seriously, if you were to show me, if Cormier was sitting at a McDonald's eating chicken nuggets, and you were to tell me that dude's a UFC champion, I would think I could go 5 rounds with Pudgy over there. That's what I would think if I wasn't a UFC fan and I didn't know Cormier is a legit badass. Like Cormier is a legit badass. I respect Daniel Cormier. But I'm just saying, if I'm not a fan of the sport, I look at Daniel Cormier. He looks like a normal human being. Like, nothing about Daniel Cormier screams UFC fighter, ultimate fighter. Like, he is super generic. Stipe Miocic, you look at that dude, you gotta think, okay, that dude does something else. John Jones, that dude is a stud. Daniel Cormier at a McDonald's eating chicken nuggets is just like anyone else. You would see Daniel Cormier in the park, blended in with everyone else, and you couldn't find him as a store. Like, let's just say you went to an all-you-can-eat festival, because that's where we would probably find Daniel Cormier, and Daniel Cormier was straight up with everyone else in that festival. If someone said that a UFC champion was there, and you had a big buff guy, people would probably think big buff guy's UFC champion, and freaking Daniel Cormier is just like everyone else. I like Daniel Cormier, but he has no look whatsoever. He looks just like a normal dude. Generic as hell. No, the Connex remind me of Terrence and Phillip from South Park. Solo? Is that the Star Wars movie? If so, yes, it's trash, man. Like, here's the thing. How the fuck is Darth Maul? How old is Han Solo in the originals? Okay? And how the fuck is Darth Maul alive? Like, what time frame did this take place in? Because I'm legit confused, man. I am seriously legit confused of the time frame this took place in, man. Han Solo, why is Darth Maul still a thing? And if Han Solo was around during all this time with Lando and everything like that, why didn't they do shit in the prequel? That's what makes no sense about this, man. Like, Rogue One, at least Rogue One did a good job in the middle of everything with the Death Star and stuff like that. That was cool. No, Xander, I'm talking about in Solo, a Star Wars movie. Darth Maul is in that fucking movie. Where? How? No, in Solo. Okay, first of all, guys, if you guys don't know, any TV show does not count in the movie universe, okay? They retconned everything. When they did that whole Disney thing, man. But how? How old is Han Solo dead? Because keep in mind, let's keep this in mind. Han Solo's that age in Solo, right? All right. Kenpo? I don't know what the hell Kenpo is. But I'm over here trying to figure out how Darth Maul is still alive, okay? So, Solo, when did that take place? All right. Anakin's like a little kid, and Darth Maul's still alive. And so what, now are we going to get a Darth Maul movie? Because I don't want that. I didn't ask for a Darth Maul fucking movie. Prime Frank Shamrock would be top ranked. He would be a former champion. Like, he would be someone that like would be DC's like arch rival. Like, we would get Shamrock versus DC3 and stuff like that. Like, I actually think that he would be one of the only few fighters that could beat DC, because Prime Frank Shamrock had a tremendous wrestling, and also his jiu-jitsu was unreal, and he had great cardio. So yeah, man. Which groups would you bring back? NWO, Evolution, DX with everybody, Rated RKO, Brothers of Destruction, and are there any groups you would like or would bring back? The group I would want to bring back Evolution and NWO with everybody. Main Event Mafia would be cool to bring back. I actually like the Main Event Mafia. That's one of my favorite TNA factions ever, even though it had some dumb storylines. It's still cool faction. So yeah, that's what I'd bring back. What do you think of LAX versus LAX happening soon on Impact Wrestling? If they build it up right, you know, it's interesting what they did with Keen and that being Eddie Kingston. I kind of figured that it'd be Eddie Kingston because I was trying to figure out like what other wrestlers they could get, and then Eddie Kingston's fine. Old school LAX versus the new school LAX, which have been a really good tag team to watch. Sadly, that's been one of the tag teams that people have been sleeping on, is the new LAX, man. Just people just haven't really watched them all that much. But yeah, I'm down with it. I think that it would be a good feud. It would be fine, especially with the feud, you know, with Kingston probably most likely being the one who attacked Conan. That's where I think they're gonna go, man. So yeah. Okay, so an old Ben Kenobi killed Darth Maul. Okay, that makes sense to me. So now we're gonna get a Darth Maul movie. Great. No, okay, here's the joke. Finn Balor grabbed grabbed the guy's briefcase when he should have grabbed the female one, because get it, Finn Balor is a woman. Come on, JC. Balor Club for everyone. James Harden. Yeah, dude, he fought a James Harden, man. James Harden won something, man. He won something. He won in Houston when it mattered. Should Chuck fight Ortiz or Jones in his Why is Chuck Liddell coming back to fight? Like, that dude needs to stay retired, man. Oh, yeah, man. Oh, Jeff Jarrett's now the AAA Mega Champion. I did it, baby. I'm back. WWE Hall of Famers. I ain't gonna be drunk throwing tortillas anymore. Oh, God. Nothing much, Blue Knight. We just talked about Raw, and we did a Q&A, and I'm about to wrap it up soon. Episode 1 and 2. Okay, so it goes there. Then the Clone Wars short. Then Episode 3. Then Solo. Then Rogue One. Then Star Wars Rebels. Maul is alive in the show. Okay. And then OG Trilogy, then sequel. Okay, that makes more sense, man. Because I was like, how the fuck is Darth Maul a theme right now? Like, that just made no sense. Okay, so here's the thing. Wasn't Darth Maul in the Clone Wars show? Clone Wars? The show? Wasn't he? How the fuck? Why didn't he show up and help General Grievous's dumb ass? I like Austin Aries, but I just think he's one of those guys that fits perfectly outside of WWE. He doesn't need to be in WWE to be successful. Rank the Star Wars movies? Oh, okay, like all of them? Alright, let's see. My personal favorite is always Return of the Jedi. Like, I'm sorry, man, when Darth Maul turns babyface, that's like the best scene ever. I remember being a little kid, man, watching the VHS Star Wars, man, and I was watching that shit, edge of my seat, and I just remembered when Luke's getting electrified, I was crying, and then when Darth Maul was all like, no! He killed Sidious. That's my favorite. So Episode 6, always my favorite. Then I go with Episode 4. Episode 4 is always epic and a fun, good time. And also Episode 6 had the Ewoks, man. I love the Ewoks. Cute fucking noises and stuff like that. Episode 7 is number 3. I like Episode 7 a lot. I think Episode 7 was a great start to Star Wars again. It just brought in so much fun. The twist with Rey being the Jedi and not Finn was a pretty solid twist. Han Solo getting killed. Kylo Ren was a solid villain, so I go with episode 7. Then we go with the good old episode 5. I think episode 5 is a really, really solid Star Wars movie. It has one of the best movie twists ever, where, you know, Luke, I am your father, and everything like that. Lando turning heel, that pissed me off. Like that's a good. The thing is, man, I could not imagine, man, being a kid in that time and seeing Lando turn heel like that at Star Wars Episode 5, and then you have to wait for Episode 6, man, to figure out what's going to happen next. Like, oh, I would be freaking out, man. We don't get good twists like these nowadays in movies like this with the episodic stuff, man. Only with these part shit and whatnot. But so yeah, but Episode 5 is there. Then this is a little bit controversial, but I actually don't mind Episode 8. The Rose and Finn crap could have been gone from the movie, man. Let's just be real. We did not need Rose and Finn whatsoever. That was just trash. Like we did not need Rose and Finn running amok, doing their thing and everything like that. That was bad. But other than that, I like the Rey training Luke. I marked out when I saw Yoda. Luke was a total badass near the end of the movie, which is something that I'd like to see out of Luke Skywalker and everything. I didn't like how Luke Skywalker died. Like, don't get me wrong. Episode 8 has its flaws. It is not it's not the best Star Wars movie. But when people say it's worse than the prequels, that's where I'll take exception. Where I'm like, okay, look, Episode 8 was bad, but it wasn't that bad. Then I go Rogue One. Rogue One was cool, seeing how the Death Star actually worked. But I thought Rogue One, I literally thought when you looked at the cast of Rogue One and you looked at what Rogue One was, I literally thought it was a little, like, it was going to be a little bit more of like a ragtag comedy team trying to stop the Death Star. Like, you know, but it was just like everything else that you see with Star Wars, man. You know what I'm saying? It was just like everything else you see from Star Wars. Everyone was too serious. And honestly, I couldn't get behind any of the characters. And when they died, I was like, okay, they died. And stuff like that. And then also, too, I remember, too, in the theaters, I was happy when Darth Vader killed everyone on that one ship. I was like, oh, that was the coolest thing I saw, man. So, yeah. So, that was good right there. Then I go Episode 2. I like Attack of the Clones. Yoda fighting Count Dooku. That shit's hilarious and everything. But the whole Jango Fett, it's leading into the Boba Fett, that was stupid. I don't know why Jango Fett became such a popular Star Wars character, but it is what it is. Episode 1, I only like the pod racing scene from Episode 1, to be honest with you. Episode 3, what more is there to say about Episode 3? And then Solo is the worst one, in my personal opinion. I just sat there in disbelief. I was like, how could they do this to Han Solo? But yeah, that's my Star Wars rankings of all the movies. And I gave you guys reasons why I like them too, so I'm not like, oh yeah. CM Punk, you sit here and you make lies and accusations about how all of a sudden that you had a pimply stain on your back, but the only stain is the one on your face of the left of your tears. You cry and you cry, you sit there and you make all these lies, and yet when the going gets tough, you start crying like the bitch you are. But don't worry, CM, I'll make that go to sleep. I'll make you go to sleep with a Kakita clutch. How's that Samoa Joe promo? How do you feel about the new LA Stadium? Will the LA Memorial Coliseum? What? I'm excited about the new LA Stadium, but the LA Memorial Coliseum is gonna stay. Like, that's where the Trojans play, so I don't see why they would change it. Yoel Romero, I think, is winning this fight. It's gonna be a good fight, but I think Yoel will get this one for sure. I think RDA is gonna win that fight, honestly, because honestly, Covington beat Damian Maya, and it's not like Maya has been impressive. Okay, so Darth Maul is doing his own shit. Maybe I should watch Star Wars Rebels. Is Star Wars Rebels on Netflix? I'll watch that then. That sounds interesting. Do you think Lando should have appeared in Episode 8, and do you think he'll appear in Episode 9? He should have done something in Episode... That would have been something nice for him in Episode 8. But then it would have just been a forced cameo. Maybe he should have done something with Finn. Actually, that would have been better than this Finn and Rose bullshit, man. Like, that was just ridiculous, man. Nia Jax being Finn Balor. Yeah, I know, I saw that. Sami Callihan might go on to the cruise. Man, here's the thing. Dan Bones, Episode 3 has some good fight choreography and everything like that, man. But the thing is, man, with episode 3 of Star Wars, man, episode 3, it ruined Darth Vader for me, man. And that's what you got to understand, man. Darth Vader was such a badass for me from watching, because I watched 4, 5, and 6 first before I watched episode 1, 2, and 3. So Darth Vader was like one of my personal favorite Star Wars characters. And just seeing the evolution where Darth, and the reason why he turned bad and everything like that. I don't know, man. The fights in episode 3 are really good in my personal opinion. But other than that, man, ugh. Did anyone see the spoof video of Stone Cold Steve Austin telling CM Punk to use a hairbrush and brush his damn teeth? No, I didn't see that, man. Vulcan Reigns on CM Punk court trial. Look here, CM Punk. You over here, you're talking about there's a conspiracy behind you. You sit here and you say to yourself that you had a pus on your back. Yet when we use video evidence, you don't have the pus on your back. Well, you see, Roman, the pus was actually in my butt area. But the thing is, we can't see your butt area unless you take off your pants. But you didn't take off your pants on TV. And when I was backstage with you, I never saw some gross pus in your butt area. So which means to me, what I'm thinking, what you're thinking, is that there's some conspiracy going on. And you're lying to everyone in the court just so that way you can take money from a guy who makes less money than you and me on every Saturday night. Stay woke, believe that. I think that's what Reigns would say. Why Jericho and Impact? Because he's friends with Don Callis, and what the fuck is he going to do in WWE? Heck, if Chris Jericho comes and he does something for Impact, good. It's not like Jericho's going to come and become Impact World Champion. Later, Isaac Brock, thank you for joining the stream, man. Yeah, he's not going to win the world title. Jericho going to Impact will just help the business, and that's fine. Jericho's just doing what he can do to help the wrestling business grow and everything like that. And that's good for him. He sees the opportunity, he's going to take it. Why not? But is Rebels on Netflix? Dan Bones, because I'll watch it, man. Do you think RBD will come back to the WWE? Well, he can't. He's not allowed to come back to the WWE. Jay Barton, because of his concussions, they won't clear him to wrestle ever again. So he's never coming back, man. Is there anybody missing from the W Hall of Fame? Yeah, like Owen Hart, British Bulldog. Those are guys that would be there. Yeah, the LA Coliseum, Memorial Coliseum is still going to be around because of the Trojans, the USC Trojans. That's their home stadium because it's right on SC's campus. So they're not going to get rid of that. It's a great stadium too. Well, not really a great stadium, but you get the idea. I'm biased, but yeah. And who do I think should win the Money in the Bank matches? Joe and Becky Lynch. Yo! Your thoughts on the Benoit Illuminati conspiracy videos on YouTube? What the fuck? People are still on this Benoit shit? Man, dude, dude, it's weird to say that, but it's been over 11 years since this shit has happened, man. People are still, oh my god, man. Your thoughts? Oh man, CM Punk will lose by the Mac Jackson. Fight me, bro. Oh, he will. I don't even know who Mike Jackson is. That's how irrelevant Mike Jackson is to me. You see, Mike Jackson, you're facing my boy CM Punk, and I like CM Punk. I really think he's a great fighter. I really think he's a great opponent that I've faced throughout my career. But the thing is, Mike Jackson, for you to go out there and say you have the skills necessary to defeat him, you don't know how to fight. Because you see, Mike Jackson, you never fought anyone like me. You never fought the Samoan submission machine. So what I'll take you on, Mike Jackson, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you in the Coquina Clutch, and I'm going to make you sleep. I'll go check that out after the stream and stuff like that. Oh, yeah, I think who else did it, Jay Barton? Benoit had to, man. No, Kevin Sullivan didn't do it, man. Like, Benoit did it, man. Benoit did it. He was going psycho. His brain wasn't mentally there. He just snapped. Like, Benoit just finally snapped. He decided that he went crazy. Like, here's the thing. Why the fuck would Kevin Sullivan waste his fucking time? Why the fuck would Kevin Sullivan waste his time to do all this shit? When it's clearly obvious that probably Benoit did it. But I'll just be real with you here, man. Yeah, no way it's Kevin Sullivan, man. Samoa Joe couldn't promo on Little Caesars employees. Well, why would he could have? Well, I guess I can do that. Little Caesars. You gave me the biggest lie of them all. You told me that your pizzas are hot and ready in 5 minutes, but they weren't even ready. I went to Little Caesars. I was expecting great customer service, and I was told that I would have to wait 20 minutes. 20 minutes for one of your hot and ready pizzas. You told me it would take 20 minutes when I'm supposed to just arrive there and everything's supposed to be hot and ready for me. What? I don't know what he would say, but I've had that happen before at Little Caesars, man. Like, you pay $5 and they're like 20 minutes. I'm like, 20 minutes? Ugh. Well, it's I push it. Ah! That shit was. Oh my god, shit was great. Oh yeah, see, that's great. Like, push us and Drake's. Oh fucking shit, that was too good. That shit was. Oh man, dude. Oh man, that was great, man. Oh, that shit was hilarious to read. Is Enzo gonna hurt Cena's career like Pusha is the Drake's? Because I'm a conspiracy theorist myself on certain things, and I can tell you why we're annoying is because we always try to believe that everything is true. But I like to have joking conspiracy theories. I'm sorry, I'm still thinking about that. That was just the funniest comment I've read in quite some time, man. Oh my god, that shit was hilarious. Oh man, that shit was just funny as hell, man. Oh god. But yeah, no, because we always just like to think everything's right. But anyways, guys, I'm done for the night. I can't continue. I just gotta laugh some more, to be honest. But thank you guys very much for the stream. You guys are awesome as always. I'm planning on doing some uploads maybe Wednesday and Thursday. I got those days free off of work, so definitely gonna be doing probably something around there. The Friday wrestling stream will probably happen Friday night, this Friday. I got work in the morning, and then I'm doing something for my brother on that Friday. So that's when the Friday wrestling stream is going to happen. But thank you guys very much. Just like our champion, Brock Lesnar, sometimes you don't have to give a shit in life. Maybe doing a Dominion review, not sure, but I am watching Dominion. Maybe I'll do like a fun, like if you guys are up, maybe I'll get on Skype and we can do like a Skype call during Dominion. Maybe we'll do like a live Skype call thing. We'll have to figure that out. If you guys are interested, I'll ask people if they're interested in joining like a live Skype call during Dominion, because I need some people to help me stay awake during this long ass show, especially during the 2 hours of greatness of Omega versus Okada. So we might be doing some 2 hour. We might be doing like a special live stream for Dominion that night. So yeah, stay tuned and everything. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you guys like what you've seen, hit the subscribe button. And